Hello everyone, hope you are fine. Now we will talk about geothermal energy. We know that geo means earth and thermal, which is related to heat and temperature. So, geothermal energy is related to heat energy which we get from hot rock present inside the earth. Before we talk in detail about geothermal energy, let us first understand few terms. First of all, let us talk about hot spots. What are they? Due to geological changes, molten rocks. Molten means in the melted form, or else you can say they are liquid. In the melted form, they are liquid. So, due to geological changes, molten rocks which are in melted state, they are formed in the deeper hot regions of Earth's crust, and they are pushed upwards and they are trapped in certain regions which are called hot spot. In the figure also you can see that it is written that an area where magma is what? It is a hot fluid. Same way as we talked about molten rocks. And it is formed through the Earth's crust and it is pulled upwards. So, in general, you can say that due to geological changes, the rocks will be melted because of high temperature and they are formed in deeper regions, deeper sections of Earth's crust. And they are pushed upwards and they are trapped in certain regions which are called hot spots. Now, when underground water comes in contact with this hot spot, steam is generated. What happens when underground water, when it comes in contact with this hot spot, what will happen? Steam is generated. And sometimes hot water from the regions will find outlet at the surface, means which will try to go out. That is, it finds outlet. And such outlets are known as hot springs. So, in the figure, you can see that the steam is generated. Why steam is generated? Because the hot water which is present underground that comes in contact with the hot spots. What are hot spots? They are molten rocks which are formed in deeper sections of the Earth's crust and they are tapped in certain regions. So they are hot spots. And when this underground water comes into contact with this hot spot, steam is generated. In the figure, you can clearly see the steam has generated. And sometimes this hot water from this region will find outlet at the surface. This outlet is known as hot spring. So this is the figure of hot spring. So we have talked about hot spots and hot springs. Now let us talk about geothermal energy. Now what happens? The steam which is trapped in the rocks is routed through a pipe to a turbine. You can see in the figure, this is the geothermal energy setup wherein there are pipes connected to a turbine. So the steam which is generated in rocks will be sent to the turbine through what? Through pipes. You can see in the figure there are pipes and through that pipes the steam will be routed and sent to a turbine. And we all know when the turbine rotates, it generates electricity. So this is how the geothermal energy is trapped. It is very easy. It is heat energy from hot rock present inside the earth. If we talk about advantage, it is that the cost of production would not be much, but there are very few commercial sites where such energy can be exploited, so that is a disadvantage. There are number of power plants based on geothermal energy operationals in New Zealand and United States of America. So this is all about geothermal energy. It is very much easy. You need to remember about hotspots and hot springs. What are hotspots? Due to geological changes, the molten rocks, that is in melted state, the rock will be in melted state, are formed where in the deeper sections of Earth's crust, and they are pushed upwards and trapped in certain regions. These regions are called hot spots. What are hot springs? So, when underground water comes in contact with hot spots, steam is generated at the surface, and sometimes this steam will find outlet at the surface, and these outlets are called as hot springs. Then what will happen? The steam which is generated, that steam will be trapped and routed through a pipe and sent to a turbine, and when turbine rotates it produces electricity. So simple, right? So here we completed discussion on geothermal energy.